What's going on, guys? It's May 23rd. I know I haven't been on in a few days, but been a little busy and I've kind of been unplugged, you could say, for about 5 days now. But I just wanted to film kind of a quick update on myself and some news going on because there's a lot of big things, man, and it sucks because I left at a very turbulent time. So there's a lot of catching up to do. And I decided to stay in San Diego. I'm actually in San Diego right now. I have to stay here for a couple extra days to get some work done. So don't have my trusty whiteboard, but we'll make the best of it. And first and foremost, I was just got done at Contact. I was in Joshua Tree for about 4 days, and man, it was lovely. It was hot and dry, but it was awesome being around. I think I heard 3 to 4 thousand people by some estimates were there, and I saw a bunch of fantastic speakers. I saw Graham Hancock first. He was discussing a global catastrophe that hit about 13,000 years ago, and he's presenting evidence for that. Fantastic lecture. I was so excited to see him. I saw Nick Pope. I met James Gilliland. I saw David Wilcock. I saw Corey Good. I saw lots of different names out there. So it was such a fantastic experience. Met so many amazing people and had a very, very amazing energies out there. And the reason I came to San Diego and I had to actually stay for a couple extra days is because I am working on a project that Corey Good just announced, and where he is working with Dr. Bob Wood, Dr. Michael Sala, and Bill Tompkins. Actually, they're all working on a new book project together that's going to be released at MUFON. It's called The Case for a Secret Space Program, and we're basically going to go through history, some good history. A lot of we have Dr. Bob Wood, who's a great document authenticator. Dr. Salah is a great writer. We have the testimonies of both Bill Tompkins and Corey Good to collab with. So it's going to be an awesome project, and not much time. I mean, it's coming out soon, so balls to the wall with work on it. But it's going to be deep and the first in actually a series of books that are going to come out. So keep looking for that. That's going to be big. And not only is there going to be a book, but at MUFON they'll be actually releasing 3D models. We're working with graphic artists to come out with 3D models of the designs that Bill Tompkin designed, that Corey Good worked on and a lot of other people worked on. So lots of good stuff coming out there. Now, anyway, onto the news. Okay, so big things blowing up by way of Seth Rich. This Seth Rich investigation is just exploding, and that was the last video I did before I left, and I knew this story was going to heat up while I was gone, and it did so much that's why I had to do this video. But Seth Rich, I mean, 1 week ago we had his private investigator come out, and now, funny enough, Fox News actually ran a story essentially giving credence or taking this Seth Rich story very seriously, and they released it on May 16th. Well, now, I mean, over the past few days, a lot of these other corporate mainstream media rags like Washington Post, New York Times, and CNN, they're all completely shitting on Fox News for doing that. So honestly, Fox News is super surprising to me. I think there might have been a change in management there or something to that effect, to where they've pushed certain people out of that organization. They're trying to get some truth out. They actually had to retract their story. I think they retracted that Seth Rich story just today because they were taking so much heat from, like I said, Washington Post and BuzzFeed and all the other still owned complete propaganda rags. So the thing is, this Seth Rich story is blowing up, and it's blowing up so fast. I mean, not only do we have the PI, private investigator, come out a week ago, Fox News reported on it, lots of course, alternative media outlets are reporting on it. Kim.com came out with a tweet and a statement today saying that he was actually directly connected to Seth Rich leaking these emails to WikiLeaks. So that is the story that they're all trying to distract from and cover their ass from. So of course on Washington Post, they're still calling it all fake news and a conspiracy theory and covering their ass, and all the other media outlets are too, but they're also trying to distract us from it, because there was that false flag terror attack yesterday on May 22nd. Of course, the 22nd, they like their ritualistic dates, their numerology dates, the cabal does, and they needed a story to distract from, so they pulled a terror attack, quite obviously a false flag, in Manchester, England. So you can see it's heating up. The Seth Rich story is heating up, and of course I heard some other things were going on in England as well with elections and whatnot over there, but there's so many things that are boiling the pot that they need a distraction story from it. So that's why the terror attack happened, false flag, And keep an eye on this Seth Rich story as well, because information is coming everywhere. This is the thing is, the Seth Rich story, it's the first domino that's falling, okay? So the corporate media did a good job kind of nullifying the Pizzagate and Pedogate scandals, that it's almost as if this Seth Rich story is blowing up to be the first domino that knocks down the one of Pizzagate, right? And then it's going to keep going, because the Seth Rich story directly implicates Podesta and the Clinton campaign. Once that domino falls, okay, and the Pizzagate story becomes undeniable, then that'll lead into greater disclosures, I believe, of Pedogate and whatnot. But the reason I believe that is because I'm going to keep talking about it, and that's the only way these dominoes will fall, is if you keep talking about it too. So anyway, can't let them get away with this stuff, and we can't let ourselves be apathetic. That's a big thing. I've encountered a lot of cynicism lately. People, thinking that, so much cynicism everywhere. People thinking that, it'll never happen. The elite, they'll set off World War III before they get rounded up. It's so far away. But the only reason they think it's so far away is because they're just playing into that victim mentality. And if we all start speaking about it and waking up our friends and family, it'll come very much sooner. Okay? If we all woke up tomorrow awake, then it would literally be tomorrow. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, this Trump trip. It's pretty interesting. Not lastly, a couple more things, but this Trump trip is really interesting because he, I wanted to make a note on that, he decided to go up and leave right as, this Seth Rich story, and as even Zero Hedge reported, a DC insider is saying the Democratic National Committee is imploding, our government's going crazy. Trump decides to leave, decides to split while everything kind of burns down over here. I think this is planned. Kind of from behind the scenes, honestly. I think a lot of this Seth Rich story blowing up, and maybe even Kim.com stuff, might be all following like a specific plan while Trump's gone to implode it over here. And keep in mind, a lot of these things, I've seen a lot of weird stuff go on from Trump's trip, right? He had like his hands on this glowing globe and kissing the wall and everything. But I saw a funny meme where Trump was like, "The wall, I will build you a brother." It was hilarious. But anyway, Trump was don't get triggered by superficial things, okay? I mean, he's had his hands on a globe and everything, but keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. So, and he could who knows what might be going on over there, but I see a lot of people getting triggered by like his hands on the globe, for instance. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. A picture's not going to tell us, so don't get triggered. And also on that note, it was Iran, actually one of their, I believe, top officials said that was telling Trump to ask Saudi Arabia about their involvement in 9/11, and that was reported on like the Express, I think. So again, a lot of people in these mainstream media outlets want to report the truth, and they're trying to, but there's infiltration from other factions. So that was very interesting. Iran kind of talking. And then last thing I wanted to get to is science disclosures. So there's been tons of seeding of information out into the public consciousness, the collective consciousness, while all this other crazy political stuff goes on. And one of those things is more just desperate stories on non-terrestrials. Science Alert, and I think a few other outlets, mainstream science news outlets, were claiming this alien megastructure is like back to life or doing some other weird shit. So I don't even know there. I mean, it's just desperation they're trying to get us to take these stories seriously as much as they can, but of course they haven't told us about the last 100 years of what's really gone on, which is, why one reason I'm helping work on this book is to do that, to get the true truth out there, not half-truths. And also, I saw this story on futurism.com, which is one of my favorite shitty news outlets, about NASA finding that there's like a space bubble around Earth that's created by man-made very low frequency VLF waves, which this article was claiming actually helps protect the Earth from solar radiation. And let me tell you, this article is complete bullshit, trying to give us another way. They're basically the powers that be, or were. Some people get caught up on, powers that be, don't call them that, and they get triggered. They're the powers that be at the moment. They're the ones that they're trying to, first of all, they're trying to bring geoengineering or chemtrails out into the public domain, claiming it manages solar radiation, and they're trying to claim the solar radiation is bad for us. So let's chemtrail the place. But too many people are aware of chemtrails right now. So what they're doing is now claiming that these very low frequency waves that we all, put off by all of our electromagnetic electronics, it's actually protecting us, and we need it to mitigate solar radiation. So this is a bullshit story to conveniently roll out 5G, which is very dangerous. It's like the next gen cell phone frequency bandwidth that they'll be on. It's completely, it just bathes us in cancer waves, electromagnetic radiation. Not only does it prep us for that and make us think it's good or make the public think it's good, it also gets the public to be very concerned of solar radiation and be very fearful of it, be very scared of whatever goes on with the sun. And that's, of course, I've been talking through that in my videos. That's a big theme, is that solar radiation is increasing, and its effects on our consciousness is needed. Okay, so there's, of course, some solar radiation is bad to a point. It can have toxic effects on you if you don't take care of yourself. That kind of delves into the whole, we need sunlight, sunscreen, most sunscreen sucks talk, which I won't get into here, but solar radiation management on a cosmic level is a fantastic thing because it's helping to evolve us. It's helping to essentially activate our DNA in a way. And there's a lot more solar radiations that we are expecting to occur, and they are very imminent. Now, what they're doing, again, with this article is to make us scared of these solar radiation changes. So then they spin it ass backwards and get people to think that poisoning and killing themselves is actually what they need to do. So again, don't be, there's a lot of like half-truths that the mainstream is putting out through their science, mainstream science is putting out there. There's a lot of half-truths, and there's a lot of like ass backwards disinformation. So it's such a difficult time weeding through it all, but that's why I do these videos, and that's why I wanted to do a quick update before I get home. I'll be home tomorrow night, and then I'll be back on the whiteboard game. Don't worry, guys. So this one is kind of freestyling, But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks to you for all your support too. Sorry I was kind of absent for 5 or 6 days. I'll be uploading some good interviews, some good content, some good more information as well. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, because I actually update a lot of things daily there that I might not be able to get into a video, or that might be more breaking. So follow me there. And thank you all for your Patreon and PayPal support too. I appreciate all you guys for what I'm trying to do here. And I'll have more t-shirt designs and things, all kinds of crazy things coming out soon. So anyway, thank you guys. Peace.